Allison Minnerly, she is a trailblazer inside the Democratic Party, leveraging her position as a DNC member to introduce bold resolutions challenging U.S. complicity in Israel's genocide on Gaza. Her authored resolution explicitly called for an arms embargo on Israel, recognition of the Palestinian statehood, and an immediate ceasefire, breaking new ground for the party debates on foreign policy. Allison's work represents a growing movement of grassroots activists and elected delegates who are pushing the Democratic Party to align its platform with the international law, human rights, and moral urgency of ending U.S. support for occupation and starvation campaign and genocide. Allison, your resolution within the Democratic Party has been described as historic. Take us through the process of bringing this issue into a traditionally resistant space, as well as what that means for the future of our party politics.
Yeah, so I actually want to start with a question, kind of, because I know there's so many people in the audience and I see our chat is lighting up, but who here knows or can name a DNC member from your state? That can be a yes or no question. It can be something in the chat. It could also just be something where you drop the name of one of your DNC members. Okay, we have some yeses. That's really good. I think that, there we go. So we have some yeses and some nos. Actually, a lot more yeses than I expected, which is great. But I think for so long, the DNC has not been seen as an organizing body. And I think part of that is because we don't really see a lot of motion. When I think about where does the change come from, right? It's usually from our door-to-door campuses. It's from the conversations we have with voters. And I think that what's really cool about what just happened at the DNC and in relation to the resolution that we filed is that people all across the country, like you all, from Roots Action, from Progressive Democrats of America, so many people reached out and were like, where do I start and how do I get organizing? And so really the process for this resolution was that I discovered that resolutions that are filed within the DNC don't have to just be ceremonial. They don't have to just relate to commemorating a holiday or recognizing a figure. They can also relate to policy. And I think that what this really stirred up for me was that I am from a youth organizing background. Sunjay talked a lot about what's happening on our college campuses, but even in our young Democrat spaces, some that I'm very proud to call, myself a member of here in Florida, the people that I organize with, the Democratic young people that they need to turn out and vote for them are really disappointed in where our party stands on this issue. And so I felt a responsibility as somebody that was elected to the DNC by young people. I was elected by a coalition of young people that when we showed up on our day of our state committee, we realized that there was no young people represented on our DNC. And that's when we as a youth coalition decided to nominate somebody from the floor and really make sure that we claimed our seat at the table because we thought that it was too important to have this national conversation without young voices on so many different issues, but in particular on Gaza. And so earlier this year when I was elected, I wasn't expecting what would come of this, but we're really excited to here in Florida continue the tradition of youth advocacy and youth organizing. I think for those that are familiar with Florida, we are the home of the Don't Say Gay walkouts, of the March for Our Lives protests. And so we come from that rich organizing tradition among young people. And when we have an issue that we care about, we speak up. And I'm really proud that the people in my state trusted me with this responsibility. And the resolution itself, kind of like you outlined, has some different core demands, which we felt go beyond just calling for a ceasefire. The Democratic Party has called for a ceasefire time and time again, but we haven't necessarily seen that translate into actionable steps and clear positions from the party. And so really this resolution would have signaled to the body that these are clear positions that we support as a party where we do not want our arms or our funding supporting the Israeli government so long as this genocide continues. And what I found was that, yes, there were people that said, oh my gosh, it's too much, it's too soon, it's not going to pass. And there were the cynics, but I would say this, for anybody that has followed along with this from home, the resolution may not have passed that day, but the conversation we started will continue. And we were able to get the chair to commit to creating a task force or commission, which I know it sounds like a comma in a conversation that we all are more than done with and that we've put a period on and that the voters have as well. For anybody that's at home wondering how we talk about this, just know that you're not alone. 93%. That is the bigger picture of Democrats that are not currently supportive of the party's position. So our voices were loud. They were heard to the point where the chair realized he had to pull his resolution because the debate and conversation that was coming was not one that he was ready for. And so that is kind of my broad overview and how I preface where I am, but I'll pass it back to you.